Hi everyone! If you're watching this on Thanksgiving, I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving. If you're watching this any other day, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. So in this video, I will be showing you 10 looks with the Alien palette. This little weird creature right here has a lot of potential, so I will show you all in a minute. Just a couple of things before we get started. I will have a full review up on this palette. I didn't want to make this video way too long, so I'm going to make a separate video on that. It will either be up tomorrow or the day after. Also, everything on my face, including everything that is in every single look, will be listed down below in the description box. If you have any questions, just let me know. And for all these looks, I have primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot, and I did not set my base unless stated otherwise. And to keep this video as short as possible, this will not be an in-depth tutorial. It's more going to be just inspiration for you guys if you also bought the palette and you're just looking for ideas on looks that you can do with it. So I think we should just jump straight into look number 1. Okay guys, here we go. I'm starting off look number 1 by first dipping into Martian Soil with my Colourpop E9 brush, and I'm tucking that into my inner fourth of my crease, just blending as we go. I'm then dipping into Flying Saucer, and I'll be placing this right next to where I put the yellow, about in the middle of my crease, also kind of blending as I put it down, trying to make sure that I get a good gradient between the colors. And then with my same little Luxie brush, I'm dipping into Area 51, and I'll be putting that on the outer third of my eye. I'm also not blending the purple into the green that much. I'm barely connecting the two and tapping over it because I don't want it to get muddy. I'm then taking the same shade down onto my lower lash line, and I'm going to work on really building up the color and smoking that out. It is then time for my first of many Coke Zero breaks before I go in with my Too Faced concealer to do a half cut crease. And I do this technique every time. I always put a little dot and then I look up and I see where I cut my crease. But I still make sure to cut my crease higher than where my concealer shows because I do have hooded eyes, and this just makes them look more open, and it also gives more room for the shade that I'm about to put down after. I'm also just using my finger to pat down the edges to make sure that I have a good transition without too much product. Then I'm just going back in with that purple shade and making sure that the edge is not as harsh. Next up, I'm taking Moonrock on a small flat brush that I sprayed with some Fix Plus, and I spray all my shimmers in this video, just an FYI. And I'm just placing this in the outer 2/3 of where I cut my crease. I'm then taking Interstellar, and I am putting that on the first part of where I cut my crease where I don't have any shadow yet. And I am also dragging that down onto my lower lash line to connect it with the purple, and I really want to make this shade really pop. And to make sure that everything is blended the way that we want it, I'm going back in with my Luxie brush and just taking Area 51 and just really deepening up that outer corner and making sure that all the transitions are looking as smooth as they can be. And then for a little pop of fun, I'm putting Teaspoon by Colourpop into my waterline very awkwardly. This will happen a lot in this video. I'm also going in with a little bit of liquid liner because I just feel like it kind of pulls the look more together. And to finish up, I'm using Sugar Cookie by Too Faced, which is from their new holiday collection, and that will be look number 1. Here I am showing it off very awkwardly again. And let me know what you guys think of this look. I am really happy with how this turned out. I love doing multiple colors in my crease. I feel like that's kind of my thing now, so I think we should just move into look number 2 and see what we can do here. So I'm first dipping into Titan with a big fluffy brush, and I will be setting my eyeshadow primer this time because I will be doing an all shimmery look, which is not something I do very often. So for the shimmer that I'll be using, I'll be going in with Alien because I really want to showcase this color. I think it's a beautiful green. It applies super smoothly. It's really nice. I'm basically just packing this all over my lid where I want it, and then I kind of go in with my same flat brush to kind of blend out the edges, but I don't need this to be super blended. I just want to make sure that the color is as opaque as I can possibly get it. And as you can see, I'm just using small circular motions, again with a flat brush, which is fine. You don't always need to switch brushes, and I already have some of the product on this brush, which works up really well. I'm then going in with a smaller brush, and I'm taking the same shade down onto my lower lash line. And I'm not doing anything fancy, I just want this to be a super easy look that anyone can do. After I'm done with the green, I'm going into UFO, which is a beautiful gold shade, and I'll be really packing this into my inner corner, and I want the shade to really stand out, so I'm really packing it on, and I'm also pulling it up almost into my crease a little bit. You could definitely leave the look as is, but I am going to use my Huntington Beach liquid lipstick by Jeffree Star. All his liquid lipsticks are eye safe, which I absolutely love about them. So I'm just taking a small eyeliner brush and I will be tracing my upper lash line with this. I don't really want to do a wing because wings give me a bit of anxiety, and having hooded eyes, wings are just a pain in the ass sometimes. So I'm just tracing my upper lash line to give a little bit of extra pop and some extra color to this look. I'm also going to pop Punch by Colourpop into my waterline, as well as some Badgalbang mascara, which is my all-time favorite. It really does wonder for my lashes, and I feel like it's kind of an underrated mascara, to be honest. And for lips, I'm popping on Jeffree Star Alien, which is one of his new lipsticks, and that will conclude look number 2. And even though I don't really do my makeup after seasons, I still feel like this is a very summery look that would be awesome to rock during warmer weather. So let's move into look number 3, and again, I need a little bit of a Coke Zero break. I am first dipping into Phone Home, and I am putting this in my crease. I will do a halo eye this eye, so I'm putting this all over from the inner corner to my outer corner in my crease. And I'm just using a big fluffy brush and putting this color down and really getting it nice and blended. I'm then going in with Area 51, and I am placing this on the outer corner of my eye as well as the inner part of my eye. And I am leaving the space in the middle open, and I am also not connecting the colors in the middle of my eye because I really want that middle shade to pop. But before I do so, I'm going back into Phone Home, and I am just using that shade to really blend and buff out everything that we had done in the crease to make sure that everything is looking perfect before then taking UFO on a small flat brush again that I sprayed with some Fix Plus, and I am placing this right in the middle. And as you can see, I am pretty shocked at the pigmentation of this shadow. It is beautiful. So I'm just placing this down and kind of blending out the edges, but I will also be going back in with the purple shade as you see right now. And I'm taking this on my Morphe M149 brush, which is perfect for detail work, and I'm just making sure that the blend between the purple and the gold is looking really nice and seamless. And as if this was not enough drama, I am of course going in with Flying Saucer. I love this color so much, and I'm putting this all over my lower lash line. I just think that purple and green is such a nice color combination, and is something that I like to use a lot in my looks. I'm also just taking a big fluffy brush and really smoking this out and making sure that it looks blended. I'm then going in with a little bit more of that green because I wasn't satisfied yet. And for my inner corner, I'm going to use Interstellar, and I'm really placing this only in my inner corner. I'm not really blowing it in or out or up or down because I want to really focus this, which I like to do when I do a halo eye, and not have too much of an inner corner highlight. I'm also putting some purple in my waterline as well as some mascara and liquid liner. And because it would just be funny to use a Kat Von D liquid lipstick, I'm taking Hilda and I am popping this on, and this is just a beautiful brown shade, and I really feel like this went well with the look. And that was it for look number 3. I really try to make sure that I use a lot of different techniques in this video to really showcase a lot of different ways that you can do your eyeshadows, and so I knew I had to put in a halo eye in this. For look number 4, I really wanted to do something a little different that I haven't really done before, so I'm first taking Ghost OG on a small angled brush, and this is going to be kind of a graphic look, so I am just like tracing above where my crease is, and I'm making sure that I'm keeping my eyes open so that I can see all of this when I open my eyes. So I'm just really taking my time here to make sure that I get the line the way that I want it, and make sure that when I do have my eyes open, that is going to look good. And when I'm happy with that, I'm going in and really intensifying it with more shadow to make sure that the lines are looking as good as they can on both eyes. And for the first shadow on my eyelid, I am taking Interstellar, and I am putting that about on the first half of where I have open space. And I'm really just packing this color on, and as you can see, I'm kind of unsure on what to do next, but I did decide on taking Moonrock for the second half of my eyelid, and I'm just packing this on. I'm making sure not to really go above where I draw the line because I still want the line to be prominent, and I don't want to have to go in afterwards to really intensify it, so I'm just being precise with the application here. And for my inner corner, I'm going to use Pluto, which I absolutely love. This is such a beautiful duochrome shade, and I'm just using my little small Morphe brush to pack this into my inner corner. I am also putting Deep End by Urban Decay into my waterline as well as some mascara, and for lips I'm using Huntington Beach, which is basically the same color as my eyeliner, and I feel like this went really well with it and it tied the look all together. And of course, I need to do another one of my cute little poses because I don't know how else to finish off these looks. So here are the close-ups. I love how different this look is. It's not really like anything that I've ever done before, and I think it looks really true to the palette, and I like it a lot. So let's move into look number 5. I think at this point it's pretty clear that I have a soda addiction. I'm going to be taking Martian Soil, and I'll be putting that into my crease with my Colourpop E9 brush again. And I'll be doing a blown out smoky eye with this. It's going to be a warm tone look, which is something I don't do very often, and I really love this mustard shade. No fancy techniques about this look. I'll be taking Space Cowboy and I'll just be packing this all over my lid, and I also did spray my brush to really get this color as intense as I possibly could. I'm then going in with a small fluffy brush to just kind of blend out the edges and make sure that it looks great, and then also doing the same thing with a different brush because I wasn't happy with the one I was first using. I'm then going back in with my flat brush and just making sure that I intensify the color on the lid and get that to be as popping as I can possibly get it and look very metallic. And to blend even more, I'm going back in with Martian Soil and a fluffy brush, and I am just blending out my crease. And I will also be putting this down on my lower lash line, starting off by just packing it on at first and getting this color to really show up as much as I can. And then I will take a big fluffy brush afterwards to really blow this out and blend and make sure that everything looks nice. I also want to go in with a bit more of Space Cowboy and just put that closest to my lash line and really making sure that this look is looking very smoky and dramatic. And for my inner corner, I am taking one of my favorite shades in this palette, and that is UFO. It is just a stunning gold shade, and I love using this in my inner corner as my inner corner highlight. So I'm really blowing this out, pulling it up and down onto my lower lash line. I am also putting some black liner into my waterline, as well as some liquid liner just to trace my upper lash line. And I will also be finishing off with some mascara as always. You guys know I don't use lashes, so mascara it is all the way. And for my lipstick, I will be using one of my favorite items that I've ever gotten in my BoxyCharm, and this is Verona by Ofra. I really love this lipstick. It is such a beautiful color, and I feel like it went really well with this look. So that will sum up look number 5, I think this is. So I really like how this look came out. It's very different. It's kind of grungy, and I like it a lot. It's different from most looks that I would normally do, but I think that it came out really nice. Now time for look number 6. I hope you are enjoying the journey so far. I am first dipping into Titan, and I'm actually going to be setting my primer this time because I like doing that when I work with some of these shadows because I notice some of them tend to blend easier and they don't really need a sticky base. And this purple is absolutely one of those colors, and I will just be putting this all over my crease, mostly focusing it on the outer corner but also pulling it in almost all the way into my inner corner. And as you can see by my expression, I am very impressed by how easily this shade blended out. It is truly an amazing purple. And speaking of amazing shadows, this black down here is actually one of the best blacks that I've ever tried in my life. And I'm going to use this with my Colourpop E9 brush again, just making sure that I deepen up the outer corners and making this look very dark and grungy and dramatic. I am then going to do another half cut crease, and I'll be using the same technique that I used in the first look, and this works really well for me. And this is something that you really just need to practice to get good at. It takes a lot of time. I've done a lot of cut creases in my life, and I finally feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it. So if you're still struggling with cut creases, just keep practicing. It'll get easier. For the inner part of where I cut my crease, I'm going to use Abduction, which is such a unique color. I love this color a lot. It does take a little bit of packing on to really get the color to be as intense as you want it to, but once you get it down, oh my goodness, let me tell you, it is beautiful. And then for the second part of where I cut my crease, I'm going to take Alien, and again, I always spray my brush to make sure that the pigmentation is the way that I want it, and I just pack that right in between the black and purple and the yellow shade. And to make sure that the outer corners are looking nice and blended, I'm going back in with the black and just kind of tapping over the edges where the green and the black meets to make sure that it is looking as seamless as it can possibly be. I am also going to be going over the line where I cut my crease with a little detailed brush to make sure that that line is looking very nice and sharp. And as much as I like having different colors on the top and the bottom, I decided to go in with the purple on the lower lash line, and I am also going to be dipping into the black and just doing the same thing that I did up top in my crease on the lower lash line to make it look cohesive. And with a fluffy brush, I make sure that everything is looking nice and blended. I am also dipping back into Abduction, and I'm going to just be wrapping my inner corner with that and meeting it up with the purple on the lower lash line. For my waterline, I will be using a green pencil from Sephora, which unfortunately is not available anymore, but it is one of my favorites, so it's not going to keep me from using it. I also need a little bit more soda, because you know that addict in me just can't stop. I'm then putting on some liquid liner, of course, and I will also be using some mascara. Again, my Badgalbang. This is my all-time favorite, like I've said before. I just love this mascara so much. It does everything I want in the mascara. And because when I get something new, I just really want to use it. So again, I'm going to use Jeffree, which is from his new collection. I love this lipstick so much. It's such a beautiful color. So that will sum up this look, and I really like how this one came out. This is something that I would probably do on a daily basis, to be honest. I do not have an everyday look, and these are the kind of looks that just makes me feel really good. For the 7th look, let's keep it a bit easier and step away from the cut creases and do something that's not going to take us long. So I'm first dipping into Flying Saucer, and I'll be putting this all over my crease from the inner corner to the outer corner, just using my big blending brush to really buff this out and blend this out, and also building up the pigment as I go. And when I say this look is going to be easy, I wasn't kidding. So I'm just taking Moon Rock on a flat brush as well as spraying the brush because I want this to really pop. And I am basically just packing this all over my lid. I'm not being very precise with it. I am just making sure that I get this all over. And for no other reason than I just haven't used X-Files yet, I am taking X-Files and I am placing this on my lower lash line, starting off by just packing it on as much as I possibly can before I go in with my E9 brush from Colourpop again, just to blend out the edges and making sure that everything is looking nice and smooth. For my inner corner, I'm going to use Interstellar, which is just the perfect inner corner highlight in my opinion. And then I am putting on some liquid liner and mascara and regular liner before going in with Sagittarius by Jeffree Star. I love this lipstick so much. It's such a nice cool tone mauve, and I feel like it really goes with this look. And that will actually complete this look. Like I said, you don't have to do anything too complicated to get a good look out of it. So here's what it looks like up close. I like the color combination a lot. I actually am a huge fan of X-Files now that I used it, and I will be using it again in the future for sure. For this 8th look, I can't believe it's been look number 8 already. I am first starting off by taking Abduction, and I will be placing this into the first third of my crease. I am also pulling it up kind of high, almost meeting it up to my brow bone. I really like the look of that. And I always see Lauren May Beauty, and she looks so beautiful every time she does it, so I want to look beautiful too. So I'm next dipping into Ghost OG, and I will be placing this on the outer part of my crease as well as my outer corner. I am making sure to blend together the yellow and the gray ever so slightly, but I'm just tapping over them. I don't want them to blend into each other too much, just enough to have a smooth transition. I am also taking the same shade and I am using an angled brush to just wing this out and also pull it down and out and making sure that all the edges are looking nice and sharp. I will also be doing another half cut crease. Wow, surprise! So I'll be using my Too Faced concealer and doing what I have been doing every single time. And I am sure you're all sick of cut creases now, but trust me, this is going to be a really cool one, and I'm super happy with how this look turned out. And to set my concealer, because this will be an all matte look, I'm going into Titan, which is just a nude colored eyeshadow, and putting that all over where I put down the concealer. And to blur the line where my cut crease ends, I'm going in with Black Hole, and I'm using this to deepen up the outer corners. I am also pulling this shade in a little bit, especially just over where I did cut my crease, because I want that to be a sharp line. And for an extra pop, I'm going back into Abduction, and I'm placing this right next to where I put down the black on the outer corner. And I really like to have this same color in 2 different spots on my eyes when they're not touching each other, because I just think it looks really, really cool that way. I am then dipping into Flying Saucer, which is also one of my favorite shades in this palette, and I'm putting that on my first inner third of my lower lash line, also connecting it with the gray and the black that I have down there. And you cannot go wrong with an inner corner highlight, so I am taking Pluto yet again, and I am placing this into my inner corner, and I really love how this looks with these colors together. Because variety is overrated, I am again taking Teaspoon by Colourpop and putting that into my waterline, and then putting on some liquid liner and mascara, and that will be it for look number 8. I like how this came out. This might actually be one of my favorite looks. Let me know down below when you're done watching this what look was your favorite. I would love to know. Oh my god, we are finally in the home stretch. Now let's get into look number 9. I'm starting off by setting my primer using Titan. This is going to be a very dark and dramatic look. And I'm doing this because I'll be working with black in my crease. But first I am going to be taking Flying Saucer and putting that into my inner corner. And I am so sorry if it looks like my eye is watering at this point, because it was really bugging me this whole day, because obviously doing 11 looks or so in 4 days or 3 days is not ideal. So I do my best. I try to fix it as good as I can. I'm then dipping into the black and I'll be putting that all over my lid. I'm just packing this on. And I'm actually using my Kat Von D brush to do this with, because I just think it's hilarious to use those 2 brands in the same look, you know, because they do have some controversy and stuff surrounding them. And like I said, I'm just taking this big fluffy brush now to blend out the edges of my crease. For my lid, I am using Probe, which I have not yet used in this video somehow, but I did use this in my first impression video and I really liked it. I think this shade swatch looks like a lot of other duochromes that I have in my collection, but when you put it on the eyes, it actually transforms into something else, and I think it's very unique. I'm then going back in with Black Hole, and I just run this over my crease, and I really want to make sure that everything is looking nice and blended, as always. I know this is a theme throughout the video, to just always go back and forth and make sure that things are looking seamless. I'm then taking the same shade down onto my lower lash line, and I will be really blowing this out and making a nice dramatic black smoky eye, and I am living for this. And then 2 black liners and mascara later, this is what we are looking at, and I will be using my Christmas Cookie by Jeffree Star, which is my all-time favorite nude liquid lipstick. I love this lipstick so much, and it's the one I reach for when I don't know what else to wear because it just goes with every single look. So here is look number 9 all completed. I love how nice and dramatic this look is, and I just really love that shade that I put on the lid. It's going to be a shade that I will absolutely be reaching for quite often, if I can say so myself. So let's just get into the last look. I'm so excited to almost be done with this. Oh my goodness. So I'm starting off by taking Area 51 on a small fluffy brush, and I will be putting this basically in my outer corner. I am not putting it up to my crease. I'm just really packing this on, and then I'll be going in with Flying Saucer to blend this out. So I am really making sure to tap off my brush here and not go in with too much product, because I really want to make sure that this is just an accent color. I don't want this to really take over the look. I just want to use this to blend out the purple. I am then taking Martian Soil, and I will be putting that in my inner part of my crease, meeting it up with the green shade, but I am also being very careful to not really blend them together because I don't want these to muddy up, and these are 2 colors that can easily do so if you're not careful. With Area 51, I am going to take this and basically wrap my outer corner around down to my lower lash line. And I really like the look of how this is looking. It's kind of gonna look like a cut crease in the end, but it's not going to be a cut crease. And I like looks like this, and I think it's a very unique way to place your eyeshadows. It is literally so hard to decide which shadow I want to go in with for my soft cut crease look, and I am last deciding on Alien, and I just love this shade so much. And this is the look that you saw me with in the intro, and this is how I managed to get this look. So just patting this on where I don't have any shadow yet. I'm kind of making it look like a cut crease without it really being so. I'm also pulling the shade down onto my lower lash line and connecting it with the purple. Before, for the last time, dipping into Area 51 and really trying to perfect everything. And this is a step that I sometimes tend to forget or just kind of skip, but I try to be better at it because it really does make an impact on your look. We also need some purple liner and some liquid liner and mascara as always before going in with my Tarte lipstick in Bestie. I like this a lot. It's a really nice nude. I'm not a huge fan of the formula, but I really do like the color of this. And I need to give myself a round of applause. I'm literally so proud of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and please let me know down below what you think of all the looks that I did. I really hope that there was something for everyone. And if you made it this far, please leave a little alien emoji down in the comments just for fun. So those were all the looks that I had for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. This video took a lot out of me. It was really hard on my eyes. My eyes are not happy right now. They've been watering all day and all day yesterday. So please give me a like for doing all these 10 looks. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you will consider subscribing, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.